Hi, it's been a while. Sorry for the um, lack of updates. We've been a little bit busy. No shit. Yeah, in a couple of days, we're actually celebrating 2 months in Sweden since we got back from Canada. So time has really flown, that's for sure. So I've shown you guys around before, but the last little while, so we got another 30 cubic meters. That's roughly 30 cubic yards of soil in addition to the first 30. So that's 60. Almost, well, not almost, but yeah, we've, we've used quite a lot of it. And then the trailer behind me there, the neighbor, he's got really nice horses, and I think I told you about this. He works at a peat moss farm. So he's using peat moss in his stables. So the manure from the horses is really nice, which is great, and I can get it really cheap. But the problem is that it was so heavy, so the the trailer, which is old, couldn't tip it off. So he said, "I'll leave the trailer here, and you can just get it from there." So he'll pick it up sometime. But anyway, yeah. So what have we been doing? We made some. Actually, you should turn around this with the camera. So we done most of the beds. Our problem now is that we are lacking cardboard. So, well, let's go down this way. And so this is as far as we've gone. So there's another 7 beds here that we don't have enough cardboard for. We want the 2 layers of cardboard, and then, so as you can see here, this is the horse manure. We put that underneath because there's some really nice worms and such, and nutrients in that. So we want the soil to really kickstart, and then put the cardboard on top of that, which will act as food, I guess, and also barrier against the weeds. Um, yeah, and then the nice compost that we put on top. So since we didn't have the wood chips until today, we haven't been able to finalize the beds, but this is how it's going to look, and we're quite happy with the size of the wood shavings and um, and the quality of them, and also the price. We got some. Actually, the neighbor that owns that land over here, he passed away, but the company still exists, and they create um, pallets for the logistics industry. And this is a kind of a side product or waste product of theirs. So yeah, so we put wood shavings. So this is what we've done is we got 30 feet or 30 inches, sorry, by 30 feet roughly. So there's 75 centimeters wide beds and 10 meters long. And then we got another meter here in the middle as an axis. And we put down, well, maybe you can see there, but 20 to 30, sometimes a little bit more. What we notice is that after we put down the first 6 or 9 or so of the beds here, we had a bit of a rain, and that really compacted the compost. So now the new ones here look really fluffy and big, but we're sure that they were going to be compacted as well with the rain we're expecting next week. And this is a, well, plastic mulch, as some call it. It's a plastic weaved blanket that don't allow the sun to penetrate, but also warms up the soil, so it basically cooks the weeds. And this is the area where we're going to have the greenhouse. The problem is that the greenhouse ship it was shipped from China, and it wasn't the evergreen that was caught in Suez Channel, but but it was one of the boats that were waiting for it to be dislodged. So we're roughly 3 weeks delayed on the greenhouse. And in this little channel here, maybe I should back up a little bit more, maybe it's clearer. So it's going to be another path, or sorry, not path, another bed here, and a path and a bed, and then a, sorry, path, bed, and then a little bit of a wider path there, all the way down. So in this little channel here, we got three lots of beds. We can squeeze in another 2 in the far back there. So they're going to be 37 beds, I believe we calculated yesterday on Freeland here. Probably going to squeeze in another one here later on, and it's going to be another one on this side, but that's only going to be flowers on that side just to attract the pollinators, I'm assuming. Or and the wood chip pile, well, obviously we didn't have anywhere else to put it, but it's also an area where it's going to be all wood shavings and wood chips. It's going to be another bed here along the sea can that is coming from Canada. The first 5 meters in the what's it gonna call it, the greenhouse, is also going to be wood chips on the floor, because that's going to be kind of a nursery area. And then the next 25 meters is going to be the beds. So yeah, and similar to these, but I think we're going to go with 12 meters. I think, well, we haven't really decided, but I think we're going to go with 12 meters. We want to have everything standardized, but sometimes you have to let the anatomy of the ground dictate the size. And so we haven't really decided. We want to keep, well, we want to make these 25 meters, but we didn't really have the space. So, and plus we realized that a path in the middle there would be quite useful. So we split them up and shortened them down a little bit. So they're 10 meters long and 75 centimeters wide. So that's kind of 75 centimeters wide, or 30 inches is kind of the standard for the no dig community. So that's what we're gonna stick to. Yeah. So yeah, shovels and buckets and a lot of wood chips. That's it. That's the kind of the agenda for today. It's really satisfying because it's really quick to put it out. And another couple of wheelbarrows, and the path here will be as finished as we can for now, and then it's just filling in the small small paths between the beds. We'll do that with buckets, so it's going to be a little bit take a little bit longer, but yeah. Tomorrow maybe we can put some seeds in. We don't have any frost in the next 10 days, and we're pushing on May, right? So we feel it's going to be pretty good. Potatoes going in, some lettuces. We got some cabbage and kale, I believe, is going in as well this weekend. So yeah, obviously tomorrow is going to be a big celebration as well. Valborg here in Sweden. So we're going to have a big bonfire. Hopefully the wood chip pile will not burn up, since we waited for so long. But the small piles, they're going to burn, but we're going to push them off a little bit, maybe where the trailer is or something, and have a big hose out. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Have some friends over. It's important to have that work-life balance, I'm assuming. Here's the permaculture area. You see the all the bushes are starting to green up and pop out. The trees as well. The first one here, the plum tree, is deader than dead, so that's going to be dug up later on and replaced. But all the others seems to, oh, that one is not doing too well either. But other than that, most of them are popping out and enjoying the spring-like weather we're having. So that's great. Hopefully we'll get a an apple or two. We're not having too much of a what's it called? We're not expecting too much from these plants this year. And then in the back, we put some flowers in just to attract the pollinators and beneficial insects. So that's going to be good. Rhubarbs are coming up. They're really weird looking plants, eh? But yeah, they're... Who doesn't like rhubarb? It's awesome. Rhubarb pie. Anyway, you all take care of yourselves. I'll see you after the weekend.